If you don't like this current version of yourself, change. You are not set on stone. Reinvent yourself. Change your looks, your friends, your mindset. You are free to become whoever you want.
I refuse to let you end 2024 without your dream life. We have less than 6 months to achieve all of our goals, and this is the list that I'm using to do so. Step number 1, schedule your vision board. Every single week, I reference my list of yearly goals and my vision board, and then I schedule it into my calendar on how I can start working towards them. Step number 2, give yourself performance reviews. The progress you've already made that now you're aware of is going to motivate you so much. And once you've done this a few times, you can read back on old journal entries to figure out valuable insights on how you can overcome your obstacles and which routines have been working for you the best. 3, make big goals into micro habits. For example, my big goal of being financially literate and learning how to invest is overwhelming, scary, and seems so hard. But turning that into the micro habit of listening to one finance podcast every single morning while I'm getting ready is easy. It gets me closer to my goal without any of the stress. 4, find your why. This is so important to be consistent. Purpose is the key to motivation. And your why is retiring your parents, giving back to your community, investing in a struggling industry that means a lot to you. It's going to get you to leap out of bed. 5, we gotta make it fun. We've only got 5 months left. We have no time to quit. So pair your exercise with a rewarding coffee right after. Romanticize your morning routine to make you want to get up earlier. And lastly, change your belief system. One of the best ways to manifest and feel more confident is to write a journal entry on the version of yourself that has already achieved your goals. The more you envision yourself having your dream life and also understanding the feelings of what that would be like, the quicker and easier you will get there. But I have an in-depth video with even more steps on how to do this on my YouTube.
Hey girl, I was calling you because I know that you're in a season of trying to reinvent yourself and becoming the best version of yourself. And I was really just thinking about how I completely identity switched and reinvented myself. And I wanted to give you some tips on how I did it. I just feel like if I can do it, then anybody can do it, because you know my story. I literally used to whiten teeth. I used to bartend. I was a server. And then I worked for my family's company. I worked in construction. And I was like, you know what? It's time to take a chance on myself and become a full-time creator, because that's what I love to do. I know you can't talk for long right now, so I'm gonna try to be as quick as possible. Literally, the first thing you want to do is like write out who you want to become and get so specific about who that person is. I honestly like to think about who I'm gonna be 10 years from now, and you know I like to call this my higher self. Another super important thing that you want to do, and this is gonna be kind of hard, but you want to tune out people that are closest to you, because a lot of people are not gonna understand why you're trying to change yourself or reinvent yourself, especially like your family and friends. They don't always get it. You really just need to tune those people out and focus on the you that you're trying to become. And girl, when you're doing this, you have to go balls to the wall. Like I'm talking, do not settle for some watered down version of your dreams. Honestly, sis, some of the best advice I can give you for reinventing yourself is just to throw your whole life away. Like throw the old you away in the trash, in the garbage. No more. Doesn't exist. Because what you don't need to be doing is focusing on who you used to be. And oh my gosh, girl, I done told you about them friends. Please stop hanging around people that are only gonna see you for who you used to be. They're literally going to hold you back. Honestly, sis, you need to strengthen your relationship with God, because when you know who God wants you to be, it's so much easier for you to become the person that you want, because you'll be in alignment with what He wants for you. Honestly, there's so much more we could talk about, but I know you have to go, so I'm not gonna hold you up. Okay, go ahead and get back to what you were doing. I love you. I'll talk to you later, okay? Bye.
If you want to become a new version of yourself, you have to let the old one go. You cannot continue to do the same things that the old version of you did and expect a different result. You have to be willing to completely let go of all of the things that made the old version of you, you. The lifestyle, the habits, the actions, the thought patterns, the friends.
It took me 4 years to learn what I'm about to teach you in the next minute and a half. It is never too late to reinvent yourself. You can decide that everything you have done up until this point in your life is irrelevant. You can choose today, right now, to start a completely new book, because your past does not have to equal your future unless you choose to live there. For years, I thought the identity that I was creating in the early stages of my 20s was going to be the identity I was going to have for the rest of my life. And it just doesn't have to be that way. I heard this quote from Tony Robbins, and it has just completely shaken my world. He says, the biggest conflict that humans experience on a daily basis is the need to remain consistent with how they choose to identify themselves. And that need to remain consistent is usually what forces people to stay stuck in how they've always been. There's just so much peace and beauty in knowing that Just because you did something one way for a long period of time doesn't mean you have to keep doing it that way. You don't have to just like manage your day-to-day, manage your circumstances. You can actually be the creator of your own life. And when that really clicked for me, I started to get excited about living again. The Sunday scaries started to go away. I just got really excited about the future, and I want you to know that the same thing can happen for you. I'm telling you, if you're feeling stuck in your life right now, do something differently. Change something. Make a power move. You deserve a life on your terms. You deserve a life that you're freaking obsessed with.
Okay, so this is how you change or upgrade your life in 6 months. First of all, this all starts with how you see yourself. What is the story that you're telling yourself about yourself? Because this is going to limit what you believe is possible for you. This is going to create this bubble and this man-made limit when you are limitless, but you already knew that. So we have to watch the story that we're telling about ourselves. Things like, I'm not creative, I'm not good with money, I'm not meant to be successful, it's for her but it's not for me. We have to watch those stories, because when we go out to set a future vision for our lives that deep down we know we are capable of, and we go to create this beautiful vision of everything that we want, as soon as we start to go bigger with this dream, these limits make us fearful and make us feel like we need to make this smaller, safer, more possible. So it starts with, what is the story that you're telling yourself about yourself? How do you see yourself and what is possible for you? And this is where anytime you see somebody who has something that you know you want, instead of saying, you know, that's cool for them, but it's not for me, say this is for me, or this is possible for me, or if I feel called to this, there's a reason why this is for me, or if she can do it, so can I. Right? Now, this is where you want to surround yourself on social media and in your life with expanders. People that show you things like this are possible. Otherworldly results are possible. That $1 million business is possible, no matter who you are. And you surround yourself by more and more examples, and you start to collect evidence that just as fast as you can think you're not good enough, you can change that to believe you are good enough. And the key in all of this is belief, and sustained belief. Because belief that it is possible will change your energy and the way that you show up in your business. So if you wake up in the morning believing that a $1 million business is possible for you, you're going to have a different energy, right? You're going to show up in a different way. You're going to show up on social media in a different way because you believe it is possible. And you have decided that it is for you. And to take a decision is one of the most powerful things that you can do, because to decide means to cut off all other options. You are going for this big future vision. This is what you are focused on. And you are then taking aligned action towards it. And what is aligned action? Aligned action means every movement, every move you make is done connected to this future vision that you believe is possible. And you're doing it in a way that is following your inspired action. It feels connected, it feels intuitive, it feels right. It can be hard, it can be uncomfortable, but it still feels right. Versus aimless action, which is just being busy for busy's sake, following trends, chasing things left, right, and center, or forcing things even when they don't feel right. Aligned action is moving towards the manifestation that you want, moving towards the dream that you want, staying focused, putting your blinkers on, not letting doubt cloud your belief, because that's going to change your energy and that changes the way you show up, and that's going to change your results. So you keep taking this aligned action, believing that it is possible for you, and through this process, you become the kind of person who gets these results as a result of moving towards it. You become her, the 7-figure business owner. And the results, this visual is getting a little confusing. The results come to you because you've become it. You've stepped into and embodied and acted as if this is yours already, because it is.
So you want to reinvent yourself and step into your it girl energy? This is what you're gonna do. Step 1, you first need to align with your higher self. This is the version of you that's at your most potential. In order to do this, I need you to get clear on your mindset, your habits, your self-talk, and what your higher self looks like and sounds like and acts like. And understanding that will help you create a clear vision for step 2. Step 2, now that we know what our higher self looks like, let's start creating that reality. How you're gonna do this is I need you to ask yourself what your old reality looks like versus your new reality. For example, my old reality, I could have negative self-talk, bad money mindset, poor confidence. But in my new reality, I want confidence, I want abundance, I want positive habits. Now you know the habits in place to close that gap. Number 3, rejection is a positive thing. Rejection helps guide you towards your true path in life, and you have 2 choices. You can either stay stuck or level up. 4, your triggers will help you level up in life. I like to think of triggers as little clues into what you need to work on and what you need to heal. For example, let's say you feel triggered around money, and every time someone brings it up, that might be a clue that you need to work on your money mindset, your abundance mindset. Let me know if you're going to try these tips and share this with anyone who needs to hear it.
There's a new way to reinvent yourself, and on my channel and in this series, I'm showing you how to break free from your old passive self and step into your most powerful higher self. There's a reason why people like Norman Jean created Marilyn Monroe, because we can only believe in ourselves based on our current life and our past experiences. So if from a young age we haven't had the best script running in our subconscious mind, it's going to be so hard to step out and do things that make us feel uncomfortable, even as much as sticking to a routine, eating healthy, doing the things that we know we should do. It's not because there's something wrong with you, you're lazy, your dreams are just not meant for you. It's because of your identity and how you see yourself. And most people go through their life thinking that they are just the way they are. Many times if you hear people say, this is just the way it is, that's just life. Because of their identity, they've let themselves become a character of what society, their friends, their environment, what the whole world has told them they should be. But it's not who they really are. And most people don't realize that they can change, they can recreate themselves and create a new character. I didn't. So for a long time, I was going through my life trying to change my life to only get the same results over and over again in all areas. The same patterns kept happening to the point where I was like, there's got to be more to this. I can't just be unlucky. And then that's when I started to discover the power of the mind, because I knew there had to be another way, because there's only so much action you can take. If you don't take action from a place of a strong self-identity and concept of what you want to do, and with a concept of self-belief, that it doesn't matter what actions you take. You can take all the action in the world, you can work hard, the result's not going to be the same. We're taught from society that you need to go and work really hard in school, get a degree, go and work for a job to be successful and make money. We're taught to chase love and chase relationships, work hard to make that work, to be loved. We're taught to do everything backwards. Like, we're not taught to first change our mind and our identity. Hard to believe when you've been taught so much that you have to go and do things to make a change. But if you're still here and you've got up to this point in your life where you're like, you know what, I've tried to do the work, I've tried to do the healing, I've bought the books, I've bought the courses, I took lots of action, but I don't quite feel my best self. And it's where you use the same techniques that Marilyn Monroe uses and a lot of stars use to create a new level of confidence. If you don't have that confidence within yourself yet, you create a new version of you who has the confidence, who has the things that you want. You first see yourself in the end result. Somewhere in a different timeline, that is you. Because I truly believe the visions that we have of our higher self is who we really are, and they are guidance to our life path.